Hello everyone, I'd like to describe the Sim Eco game and tell you a little bit about it. I'd like to ask us to build an ecosystem with nature selfies. Think of it as a digital nature scavenger hunt. Following with the idea of taking only pictures and leaving only footprints, I'd like for us to get out into nature and to experience what's in our local parks, experience what's in our local forested areas, and see what we haven't yet seen. The Sim Eco game will get us out into nature, cause us to notice what's around us, and give us an opportunity to document what we see. That documentation will be with either a selfie or with some sort of avatar. What I'm calling an avatar is a small object that would symbolize you in a picture that is either too small to make a selfie or in replace of you in any picture that need be. You can also document what you see with video, or it could also be documented with an audio recording. All audio recordings would have to start with your voice. Game guidelines would include documenting these ecosystem components, all of the abiotic, biotic, and one unique item. Certainly, one picture might document several of these components. Abiotic components are the non-living parts of an ecosystem: the weather, the water, materials such as minerals that are being broken down. Biotic pieces of an ecosystem are the living components. These things are producers, consumers, decomposers. To document an ecosystem, each of those basic components will have sub-pieces. The abiotic components, I'm going to ask us to document the water, minerals and nutrients, weather, and behavior. In that same area, in that same ecosystem, I would then like us to also document the biotic factors. A producer, which is going to be some form of green plant, a consumer, that which either eats plants or eats other consumers, and a decomposer that helps Mother Nature recycle all of this when time comes to pass for those materials to be reclaimed. And lastly, one unique item. And this is where we can have a little fun with this. Unique items will be quite varied in nature, and certainly there will be a spot for us to be able to include some very unique things. Let's take a look at an ecosystem. To document an ecosystem, we'd have a selfie or an avatar picture of all of these components. For example, it might include the river, fallen leaves, sunshine, an animal that was swimming, walking, or flying, or evidence of that. So evidence of an animal walking might be a footprint, a hoof print, a paw print. Producers, I'm going to find some algae on the surface of that river, a frog, a fly as a decomposer. And the unique item in this instance, when I was walking out to the river, on the way back, I picked up some trash, collected it, and threw it away appropriately when I got home. Again, one picture might document several components. Certainly, there is a search list that one can open. It's on the website, and that will not only indicate things that could be in each of these categories, but also a point total for each. Things that are non-negotiable. Pictures have to be clear and appropriate. This is still a school activity, so all of your attire has to be appropriate for school. All of your actions, mannerisms, behaviors have to be appropriate for school. The picture has to be a selfie, or it has to include your avatar. There are no exceptions to that. This must be current work that's done in the spring of 2017. Each ecosystem will be submitted digitally, and we will use Google Slides to do this. Each slide will include a picture and a brief description of all 8 of these components. Things that are negotiable, things that you can have some say in. You can choose to do a picture, video, or audio. And group work is encouraged and acceptable. However, group work needs to be documented as a group, but submitted individually. If you have a picture of the river, you can have 3, 5, 7 people in the picture, as long as the river is documented, and then each of those people have to submit this independently. Each student will submit a Google Slide presentation. Each slide will document one ecosystem, and I will have a Google form template for you to use to do this. Once we have a sample, once we have an ecosystem produced that has been approved by myself, now it's time to build the entire simulated biome. Now it's time to put many ecosystems together. So where else can I go to look for all of these components? Pictures of the river, I would say any picture along the river would be a new ecosystem. Above the dam, below the dam, north of town, south of town, anywhere where there's been a bend in the river, before that bend, after that bend, all of those things would be new mini ecosystems. To grade this game, we will have a rubric grading tool. I'm looking for the number and quality of ecosystems. This will be a game. This will be awarded game points. So certainly game points will be a major factor. But the quality of the media, what were the pictures like, the variety of ecosystems documented. Did we include all of the 8 factors from each ecosystem? And certainly our descriptions of each of the components. Was each picture described at least briefly? And certainly, again, the number of game points earned. We will keep track of individual points. We will keep track of a top 10 list, who has scored the most points. We will keep track of class totals and keep track of which class is in the lead. There will be winners since we're keeping track of game points. The student that built the best overall simulated biome with a series of simulated ecosystems, as graded and verified by myself, the individual with the highest point total will be the winner. The class that built the best collective biome, so we're going to not only honor one winner, but we'll honor one class. And certainly we'll keep track of the top 10 and honor those. Those top 10 will be posted on the website. Gameplay ends Friday, May 19th at midnight. So Friday, May 19th is the very last day. The final game point totals will be put together that evening, and final tabulations will be on Saturday the 20th, and Monday, what would be Monday the 22nd of May, the winners will be announced. This will be a total of 6 weeks for this simulated ecosystem game. SimEco will run twice as long as last year's game. Thank you so much. If you have questions about how to tackle this game, certainly feel free to email me or contact me. The website that is on linked to through the calendar on my homepage will give you all the details needed, and I wish you a lot of fun this spring getting outdoors. Outstanding. Thank you so much.